Hey everybody, it's Dean from Rainey Media, director of the film Why Can't We Talk About This? With summer coming, unfortunately, to a quick close and everybody heading back to work and school, I thought this might be a really good time to give you an update on sort of what we've been up to here at Rainey Media, and particularly Michael's story, Why Can't We Talk About This? So in August, we decided to take sort of a hiatus from the film. Since we were in the middle of holidays and summertime fun, we just thought it might be good to just sort of take our foot off the gas there on promoting the film. And also for me and Michael to kind of take a break from, sort of everything that surrounds the film. Because it has been quite a roller coaster ride since we launched the film in April. Just getting those bookings, getting the screenings, getting people out. It's been really, really rewarding, though, because I can feel that we're actually making some headway on this issue. It's a great time to come back now because just last week, Leslyn Lewis, conservative MP from our area, just posted out the article that Norfolk Today did on our film and Michael's story. And so it's like, okay, we have the politicians, we have our governing elected officials' attention again on this. So it's time, I think, to get out there and start promoting the movie again. So I'm pretty excited about that. But like I said, it's been a roller coaster. I want to thank everyone, everyone who has donated to support the film. First and foremost, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I know it's not easy in these times to give to support the film, but for those of you that did, I want to thank you. You've made it so that we can continue to move forward with this film and its message and Michael's story. And thank you to everyone who's emailed me, sent a physical letter, or called. So many people have reached out to comment to us, to give us positive feedback on the film and talk about its importance. And many people have said, I'm injured, or I know someone who's injured. I have a family member who's injured. So there is just so many people out there, more than I think we know, or maybe even people realize. So that's been very meaningful to me. It's an emotional story to tell, and to get those letters, I've got them up there, or to get the emails, or to answer the call. I mean, I'm just the filmmaker. There's not much I can do when you call, and want to give me some information, but I do pass it on to the doctors or to Michael that I think is relevant. So we really had a good launch, I think. Looking back, our screenings in Hamilton and Kitchener, they were very, very impactful, well attended. Being on Steve Kirsch's podcast was a feather in our cap, I think, to really get it out there to a big audience. It was great to be on John Stockton's podcast. Special thank you to my buddy Richard Eldridge in the UK for getting us on the Daily Skeptic. They did a great story and interview with me. And then they also sort of reposted or re-amplified those stories once we were on John Campbell's YouTube channel. And I want to thank John for having us on. And he had myself and David on, and he had Michael on. And those were really big platforms to get our message out there and to reach as many people. We got a lot of great feedback and support from those platforms. Christine Anderson watched the film in Calgary at an event, and she's an MP from Europe, who has been very vocal against mandates and lockdowns and passports. Just in August, we did have a double header screening in Fort St. John's, British Columbia, where they played our film along with Follow the Silenced. And that was put on by Can Rise 19, and so that was a great event to see the film growing beyond what we are doing and arranging, and other people, picking it up and taking it and trying to do events, raising money for the film, but also for the vaccine injured. And so that's been great. We had people steal the film, which is not so great. That happened 2 occasions, one on Rumble and one on Facebook. And, there's not much I can do. As soon as I call them out on it, suddenly I'm the asshole. They say to me, no, you don't have a big enough platform. My platform's bigger, and this film is too important. I have to put it out there. And so, well, that kind of hurts us because it doesn't drive people to our website to get more information about the film and also to support the film. Having said that, though, we do have something very special that we want to announce, which is that we're working on, I guess, a kind of sequel to Michael's story. And that is his recovery, I guess. We're very excited, but we also want to keep it, on the down low just for now as he works through this. But we are happy to know that he is on a protocol that seems to be working. He seems to be making progress on it. And we are going to be sharing details of that protocol coming up very soon, which will be tied into the big announcement that we have, which is that our film, Why Can't We Talk About This, now has a sponsor. It's Zero Spike, which are the creators of Augmented NAC. Now, Augmented NAC is a powerful supplement designed as a spike protein detox, and it can support your body's natural defenses. And we know a lot of the people that have these vaccine injuries from the mRNA vaccine, a lot of the damage is being done by the spike protein. And so this is a natural supplement that can help flush out the spike protein. And Michael is on it, and he's just started maybe 2 months ago, and he's starting to see a little bit of progress. And it's very exciting, and we're going to be following him through this journey as well. Because, originally when we started off to make this film, we didn't really just want to make it as like an injury film. We wanted to make it like, okay, if you're injured, here's the solution. But we never got there. But when the film came out and sort of the splash that it made, and, so thankful for the scientists and the doctors that explain the science behind these vaccines so clearly and in layman's terms, that Zero Spike was able to watch the film and see it as a great tool to educate people on the spike protein, which is both in the COVID virus and in the mRNA vaccines. And so they approached us and had asked about if we could do some collaborations. Maybe we could make some other films for them with testimonials of other people that have used this augmented NAC to flesh out the spike protein and to get some positive results and some healing. So we're very excited for this, which will mean that I won't be relying heavily on donations to support the film as we bring it home and hopefully cover the rest of our budget. As I said, this has about a $40,000 budget to it, about a year and a half to make it. I had no funding. Up until this point, I had no sponsorship. But we've made, almost half of that back. And so with this partnership, we're hoping that that would just bring us up and make us whole on the full budget. And then that would be fantastic. So what I'm hoping this sponsorship does is that it'll lower some of the costs of our tickets for our screenings, which we're excited about. We'll also run a promo on our DVDs so that you can get them at a discounted rate as well. And that, number one, and that we get this information out there about this protocol that Michael is on, and that people can reach out and get more information and see if something like this is suitable for them. So really, we're just filmmakers, we're just messengers here, we're just telling the story. And we hope to have a new chapter, a sequel here for Michael to tell this healing story and this journey to find a solution, and maybe we have it. So this is very, very exciting. Now, what do we got coming up? Upcoming, we're on the Jason Levine podcast. He's an Alberta podcaster who did an Ontario tour this summer, and I was one of the lucky ones that he asked to be interviewed, along with Dr. Chris Shoemaker and Dr. Speaker. So watch for those. We'll be sharing those on our Facebook. We're also going to be on the Just Drew podcast, which is a great Norfolk County local podcast. He has a lot of filmmakers and artists. And I just recently was able to stop by and have a long form conversation. We got into all kinds of topics, and it was really great. Drew was really informed and prepared for the interview, and I think we had a really great conversation. So watch for that, and we'll be doing a lot more because we've got more screenings coming up. That's right. Now that it's back to fall, hey, you don't need to be out on the beach or barbecuing. Come sit in a dark theater with community, with people, and watch a very emotional, impactful film this autumn. So here's what we got coming up. I'm going to be talking to Rotary in Barrie. Yes, there's a Rotary Club that has asked me to come to speak about this topic of the vaccine injured and about our film. And then the 19th, we're going to be in Ottawa at the Bikers Church. Yes, rum, 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 rum. We're going to see some friends up there, and we are going to do a big screening at the Bikers Church on the 19th. We're going to be in Uxbridge on September 24th. Which is great. There's going to be a church up there that is going to host us. And then we're going to maybe we've broken into Toronto. Maybe we've broken into the big T-Dot there in October. There is a church that has reached out. They saw the film. They thought the film was not as controversial as they expected it to be. They thought it was well balanced, and that they would like to do a screening because they know that there are some people in their community, maybe their congregation, that are experiencing a vaccine injury. So, every day, we're making progress to draw attention to this issue, and hopefully, next step will be our elected officials like Leslyn Lewis we'll start bringing this to Parliament and start having conversations there, and maybe we can get some action there. So it's been very positive. And yes, of course, Global News did a 5-part investigation on the brokenness of the vaccine injury support program. Well, that's something we broke in April when we released our film. We have a whole segment in the film exploring where'd the money go, and that was broken by a personal injury lawyer, Jasmine Dea, who represents many vaccine injured people in Canada here. So, a lot of things happening. If you've been following our Facebook and our YouTube channel, you know we also released Dean and Jean Make a Cooking Show. A look behind my wife and I trying to make a cooking show together, where she's Thai, I'm Canadian, she's an expert in food, I'm an expert in television, and we come together and sort of fight for dominance in the kitchen and on set. I don't know. It's a fun show. It's supposed to be cringy funny, so that's okay. Jean and I, believe it or not, actually play exaggerated characters of ourselves for laughs, and we really play up on sort of the miscommunications and the struggle for control on set. It gets more and more absurd. We've got 18 episodes we're going to be rolling out over the next couple of months. And so watch those, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you can get some laughs out of it and see kind of a peek behind what Jean and I am trying to make a cooking show kind of looks like, or could look like, or oh man, whatever. Anyways, I want to thank you and everybody for your support. I see all the likes, I see the shares, I read the comments. I appreciate all of it, and I see that audience, I guess, is growing. I feel we're getting more acceptance for the topic of vaccine injuries, because we're not here all anti-science, anti-vax, anything like that. We're just pointing out what we're finding, and every day it's something new, and at some point we're going to have to make some changes on this whole vaccine situation. Anyway, so really excited. This is the first week of September, so really excited about what autumn has planned for us. So you're going to see a lot more about the film and the issue in our timeline. I hope you're cool with that, because it is very, very important. But like I said, new developments are coming, and the story with Michael, the sequel, we hope that it is just as impactful as the first film. So looking forward to everything this autumn, and I hope you'll join us. Thanks.